This assessment evaluates the Smith family and how it interacts within itself and with its outside community. There is an actual NANDA diagnosis and a risk for a NANDA diagnosis found within the conclusions of this assessment. This slide shows the family composition table. The table includes the names of all the family members, as well as an introduction to their age, marital status, education level, and occupation. The first family member listed is the father, whose name is Chad. Chad is 44 years old and is married to the mother in the family, Liz. Chad did complete some college, but his highest completed level of education is a high school diploma. Chad is a systems turnover manager who works for a contractor company. Liz is the second family member listed who is the mother of the family and is married to Chad. Liz is 42 years old and her highest level of completed education is an associate's degree in computer science. She works at her church as a daycare teacher. There are 2 children in the family and their names are Hannah and Haley. They are identical twins and they are 15 years old. Their marital status is single and they are currently in high school. They do not have jobs yet. This table gives an overview of all of the family members. This is the Smith family's genogram. This genogram shows the family by generation. Chad and Liz represent Generation 2 in this genogram, and it shows their parents as Generation 1 and their children, Hannah and Haley, as Generation 3. Chad's father is 72 and his mother is 67. Liz's father is 75 and her mother is 71. In this genogram, it is shown that Chad was born in 1977 and Liz was born in 1979. Based off of the legend given, it can be seen that Chad is a smoker. It can also be seen that Liz and Chad have been married since 2002. They have 2 daughters who are identical twins, which is shown by the connected line. Hannah and Haley were born in 2006 and they are 15. The genogram also shows occupations of the parents as well as the high school level of Hannah and Haley. The fact that Hannah participates in Beta Club and Haley participates in Allied Health in their school is also included. This genogram gives a zoomed out picture of the generations above and below the parents in the family. This slide is of the Smith family eco-map. The eco-map shows how the family interacts with the outside community and the people around them. There are 8 influences included in the eco-map. There are some relationships that benefit the family by one-sided relationships and some that benefit by two-sided relationships. Liz's work at the church benefits the family because it brings in some income. The SCA High School benefits the Smith family because that is where Hannah and Haley get their education currently and will eventually graduate with their high school diplomas. The health insurance benefits the family by helping pay for health expenses. Hannah and Haley's friends benefit the family by giving support and being a positive relationship in the children's lives. There are 2 relationships that are important and are two-sided positive relationships. The church, Healing Place, is one of the interactions that are two-sided. The church gives the family support and is a spot for religious practices for the family. The family benefits the church because the mother works at the church and the family is active within the church. Another two-sided relationship is with Liz's side of the extended family. Liz's family gives constant support and help through tough times, and Liz and the Smith family, in turn, give her family support as well. Liz's family lives close to the Smith family and therefore spends lots of time with them. There are 2 tense relationships shown in the family eco-map. These relationships are with Chad's work and Chad's side of the extended family. Chad's work has a tense relationship with the family because even though it brings in more money than Liz's work, it does cause more issues. It has Chad going out of town for work, which creates tension in the family. His work is also stressful on him, which puts more stress on the family. Chad's side of the family is a tense relationship with the Smith family because his family lives farther and does not have a close relationship with the Smith family like Liz's side. There is a more tense relationship this way because there is not as much support coming from that side of the family. There is also a legend which shows the connections with one line being a weak relationship and the connections with two lines being considered strong relationships by the family. The theory used for this family assessment was the developmental and family life cycle theory by Duval, who had a traditional developmental approach. The Smith family is in stage 5 of Duval's theory on the development of families. The stage includes families with adolescents. In this stage, the family should allow the adolescents to create their own identity in the family. There should also be an increase in thinking about the future with adolescents and increasing their roles in the family. There was an assessment done on the Smith family that included the use of Friedman Family Assessment Model. This model includes questions that give more insight on the strengths and issues the family has. This model also includes questions about how the family interacts with the community and within itself. The Smith family's communicational pattern differ throughout the family. Liz is a functional receiver, based off of the model, which means that she listens and validates others' feelings. Chad is a dysfunctional sender, meaning that he does not adequately express his feelings and communicates using judgment and/or sarcasm. Hannah and Haley are both functional senders with communication patterns. This communication style includes them being able to correctly communicate their ideas or feelings and are also able to clarify their feelings to others. Within the family, there are different types of power shown. Chad shows a resource and expert power. This power comes from its inclusion of the most income to the family, which provides the family with more resources. Liz shows referent power, which includes being a positive role model and influence on the others in the family. Hannah and Haley again are similar in power structure, as they both use reward power, and that means they do good things with intentions of getting a positive response from the person who is more dominant over them. The parents in the family would be the dominants over the children. The family overall has a mild dominance power where throughout the family interactions there is dominance shown, but majority of the family's decision-making situations have mutual negotiation. Each family member plays a separate role within the family. All of the members of the family have formal and informal roles. Chad has the formal roles of being a provider and keeping kinship, with informal roles of being a recognition seeker. Since he makes the most money in the family, he is the provider, and since he helps connect with the outside family, he has the kinship role. Him making the most money also has him being recognition seeker, as he wants positive recognition from that. Liz has the formal role of a housekeeper, childcare, and kinship as well. She has the informal role of being the harmonizer and the family coordinator. This means that she keeps the family positive and helps ease disagreements throughout the family. Hannah and Haley both have the formal recreational role. Their informal roles are different, with Hannah having the informal role of being the encourager in the family and Haley being the compromiser in the family. In this family, there are two important values, the church and the family. There is other values such as health maintenance and individualism. Health maintenance allows the family to be active to increase their health status, and individualism helps the family create their own identity within themselves. These values allow for the family to be closer and communicate effectively in situations of stress. This slide is on the family's healthcare and health status. The perceived health of the Smith family is leaning more towards their idea of wellness, even though there are health risks in the family, such as the father being a smoker. The family is actively trying to be more active and eat healthier to increase their health statuses. They are all up to date on their health exams, including their yearly visit with their healthcare provider, with their dentist, and other healthcare practices. The family is facing short-term and long-term stressors. The short-term stressors happening now are saving up to buy a car for the daughters. This stressor comes with the stage that the family is in with having adolescents in the home. There is also the stressor of having adolescents in high school with all the changes that occur throughout this life stage. The family uses internal coping strategies of trying to keep everything normalized in the home, and they use external coping strategies of seeking support from outside sources. Based off of the assessment of the family, one of the actual NANDA diagnoses is parental role conflict related to interruptions of family life. The major goal or outcome for the family would be that parents' actions will provide the children with a nurturing and constructive physical, emotional, and social environment. Some interventions for the NANDA diagnosis of parental role conflict would be assisting the parents in effective coping strategies and adaptations to stressors, providing parents support and information on ways to communicate effectively, and helping the parent and family by creating clarification on specific role behaviors and boundaries. In the family, there is a risk for NANDA diagnosis, which is risk for impaired parenting related to financial stressors. The main goal or outcome for this NANDA diagnosis would be no risk of impaired parenting due to the ability to manage stressors. Some interventions for the risk for NANDA diagnosis would be giving an optimal physical, cognitive, social, and emotional growth environment when transitioning from childhood to adulthood. Also, promoting the family cohesion and unity throughout stressors, and assisting in the coping during the period of a family stressor. These were the references used for the family assessment as well as the conclusion of 2 diagnoses.